Hello and welcome to the Build With Baer Workshop. My name is Pat Bear. I'm here to build a model kit and, of course, hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave Lego site the emote in the chat. If you're currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not a subscriber, you can just say hi or use other people's emotes or remain silent and not be a chatter. That's okay. We don't got too many people with us tonight. We don't have too many people. Let's not say we don't have too many people with us yet. So, this is going to be the chill one. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. You may have noticed I was not necessarily thrilled with my backdrop. I'm still not thrilled with it because I am in the small office here in the house as opposed to the bedroom because I am sleeping in this room and moved all my stuff in here. To have a little bit of a background, I took some of the boxes from my backlog, stacked them up, and threw the high new real grade, which we just completed on Monday, threw that on top of there, just so I had something going on in the background. Also, I want to display the high new for a while because it is one of the best looking kits I built in quite some time. So it's kind of fun to be able to display it behind me and to have some kind of backdrop that is not just photos of my grandfather and my great uncle when they were very young men, in the military. They appear to be children. Sometimes like, you see photos and you're like, this was your cousin, your second cousin, and you're like, I didn't realize I had such an old cousin. He goes, no, he's 20 in that photo, and you're like, no, that man looks 60. These gentlemen, which you really can't see too well, they both look like children, and it is ridiculous that they all were military men in World War II. Unbelievably weird. Anyway, and I got the window in the room there, and reflecting off there, and also this room has a weird wallpaper, a wallpaper border that goes around it that is golf themed. We'll talk a little bit more about golf, or not actual golf, but like golf adjacent. We'll get into golf adjacent talk later. But yeah, I don't know. The room's got a bunch of character to it. It's more lively, I think, than say the room there where I just have that photo with the frame where I put in the box for the Goku or Gohan kit that I built, which is in my bedroom. And you also see the part of the bed frame because that's the only place I can put a chair in that room and sit at this desk and build. So, little peek behind the curtain there. This is the intro portion. If you're new, if you're watching the VOD later, you're watching live here, and you're like, I don't know what's going on, what's happening right now. I'm in the intro portion of the stream. I talked a little bit about what's going to happen tonight. We chat for a little bit here. I see who's in. I say hi to the people as they put in their emotes, or just say hello in chat, and I say hi back to them, and then we start. But we are allowing people to be fashionably late to the stream because it's a fine line. Notifications are rolling, so I have hello Epic Open World. Nice to have you here, my friend. I right now I have 1,600 followers. Now, do all those people watch? Will all those people watch again? No, but they all get a notification that I am gone live, and especially if they're on here or they're on a Twitch page, they're going to get that notification. But it comes in rolling, so not everyone is going to see that notification at 8:57 p.m. Eastern time saying Pat is live. So we kind of hang out here a little bit and give time for people to come in, roll into the stream to come hang out. Also, this is a good attempt for me to warm up my voice. I've spoken out loud today, but not, I haven't been a presentational host of anything today. So it's a good chance for me to get that out while I am the most focused, because once we start building, I have to split my focus between what I'm doing and chat. And like sometimes splitting amongst other things as well. Like there's some things happening in the background I have to be paying attention. Like, checking in to see if I've dropped frames, keeping an eye on how many people are in chat. Besides who's talking, how many people there are, because I can't. Some people turn that off. They turn off their viewer numbers they don't want to see. I want to see. I don't know. I wish I didn't, but I do. And sometimes Twitch doesn't even notify people, even when you ask them to. Yes, Epic Open World, because it's rolling. The thing is, it's a rollout of notifications, but also there's a certain amount of time where if they don't send the notification, it goes away and then they just don't send it at all. So there are some people who just never know, which is very frustrating when uh, um, having people know that you go live that want to see you and can't is rough, which is why I tweet all the time. I got asked this the other day. We'll get into building very soon, but I did get asked this, and so I'll bring it up. Why do you tweet so much about your streams? And the main thing is because there are people who follow me on Twitter that are like, "Oh, I forgot that you streamed," or "Oh, I didn't know you're still streaming." And I literally tweet at noon, 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m. I tweet at noon and retweet myself 3 times, being like, "Hey, 9 hours, 6 hours, 4 hours, 2 hours still stream." And then I tweet at 9 p.m. or a couple minutes before, "Hey, I'm live." And then I reply to that or retweet that tweet uh, right before I start building as a reminder. And I do all that. And then I do have people going, "I wish you were streaming again." And it's like, "Oh, I didn't stop." And it's okay if people don't know I'm doing it, except when those people would be interested in what I'm doing. And then it sucks that they didn't know. It really sucks when they don't know that I'm doing something that they would like. Anyway, we got a few friends here tonight. I'm happy about that. I'm going to retweet, as I said, I'm going to reply to my tweet instead of retweeting it because I've noticed that some of the images aren't crystal clear when you retweet these days. So I'm going to reply to my tweet saying that I'm going. And I did hear from someone that DM'd me privately that they really like my photo, that I'm taking photos of me with the model kit I'm building as part of my I'm live post. Apparently, people are liking that. And that's cool because I want to keep doing it. Anyway, it's time to dramatically shift until the main feed, the overhead feed. I also will point out, as you can see in the upper corner over here, right here, right here. There we go. Let's just do that. Right there, I'm at 47 out of 50 subscribers. I would love to hit 50. That's the goal. Can we hit that tonight? I don't know. If you want to, if you are a lapsed subscriber, or you want to gift a sub, or you want to subscribe for the first time, using your Prime Gaming token, or using Cash Money credit card, you could do that. I want to hit 50. It's okay if we don't, as always. But here's where we're at with the Efreet Customs. You can see in the photo below. We'll just do that. There's the photo. That's what we're building. It's our blue friend. It's our samurai inspired that also has launchers of missiles or rockets on its legs, like knee missiles. So it's got a little bit of everything. There are unfortunately a fuck ton of stickers on this kit. Because this is a custom kit, you got to do heavy on the stickers to make it look cool, which sucks. I wish it wasn't like that. I wish that it didn't have so many stickers. But what are you going to do? Can't stop it. We built the head. We built the chest. We built the feet. And we built most of the legs. We're going to complete the legs. Before we can sweep the legs, we got to complete the legs. We will complete the legs here that are the same in the symmetrical elements of it, and then we will start working on the rockets, and then all of the many stickers that unfortunately I'm going to be attaching to the sides of these legs. And once we get all that on, actually we'll get all of it together except for the missile launcher, rocket launcher. And then we'll panel line it, then put on that because it'll be easier to panel line after that. But parts of these things have basically anything you see on this kit that is white is a sticker, with the exception of one of these the launchers. Look, I don't know if these are rockets or missiles. Let's call them rockets. Let's just say for now on, I'm calling these rocket launchers. The rocket launchers and this one piece here that I don't know where this goes on it, and maybe it's a shoulder piece. It might be a piece of the shoulder. These are white, and everything else is just stickers, which is, as I said, nuclear warheads. Sure, a big old world. These could be leg-mounted nuclear warheads. That's totally a possibility. Anyway, let's get into some assembly. Oh, it's part of the legs. I didn't even see. part of here, we're actually going to put those white pieces on right now. So we'll do that now. Pull that out. Anyway, um, let me tell you about one of the things I did today. Because I look, I'll go through my day. I woke up. I had some breakfast slash lunch because I woke up at 10 a.m. Had some food. It was good. I made a sandwich. I had a ham sandwich on a long roll with American cheese, mayo, and lettuce. It was tasty. Enjoyed my lunch very much. Slash breakfast. Spent a little time on the computer checking some stuff. I read a little bit of a manga that I will be talking about tonight because I wanted to finish more of it before I chatted about it. And then it was time to go outside and wait for the Christmas parade. There was a parade on my street. My street, which is a dead end street. Are you still trapped in the small room? Yes, everyone world. Until next Wednesday stream, I will be in here, and then when I return from Philadelphia, so that Monday stream, so a week from this coming Monday, I will be back in there. But the next few three streams, I am still in this small room, making do as best I can. But yeah, so because my aunt and uncle are here visiting, and they are using the guest room, which I inhabited, and now they inhabit while they're here, which is fine. Except this room is small. Anyway, so there was a parade on our street. It was in association with Toys for Tots. So the parade happened, and at the very last thing of the parade was this pickup truck with people dressed, in costumes and stuff. And then people came up, Christmas gear, I should say. People came up and then handed over toys for children in need, which was very nice. It was a cool little fundraiser. The first time they did it. Now, the group that did this parade are all people in the neighborhood. It is part of an association. This is the third parade that I have seen this year from them. They also did a Halloween parade and they did a 4th of July parade. Neither of those was tied to any charity. It was just for fun. Now, what were the floats, you might ask? Were these people driving in classic cars? Were they people like marching? Was there like a band, or was there like kids? And there were kids, and there was music playing out of one of these things. They were golf carts. I took photos on my Twitter if you want to go investigate, but they were golf carts. This was a golf cart parade because I live very close to a golf course. And it is the habit of this community that many people, not my parents, but many people have golf carts as their second or third vehicle. Because, you want to go visit your friend, and they're like at the other part of the street. They're like down the road and a ways, and they're part of the neighborhood. But you don't want to get in your car and do it. But you just want to get over there and say hi, because you can't even take these golf carts on the golf course nearby. But the local grocery store, the very near to us Food Lion. Well, if you want to go to that Food Lion, you can take your golf cart there. There is parking spots available specifically for golf carts. So, about 10 golf carts, all kitted out, various Christmassy things, trying to mimic a sleigh or just decorations. Were there dogs in this? Yes, there were dogs sitting in the golf carts. Somebody was walking a dog along the route as well, so I got to pet a dog, so that was great. And it was a silly thing. Did some of them throw, for some reason, candy? Yes, there was candy thrown. I got some double bubble, and that was nice because I haven't had that actually terrible gum in quite some time. But it was very nostalgic to have that double bubble, so that was nice. And there was also a Tootsie Roll, and my dad likes those, so he was very happy about that. Overall, this was just a silly thing that happened today, but I was happy that it happens. We sat. Also, it was beautiful. It was like 70 degrees, so it was nice to sit outside and watch this at the end of our driveway. It was very silly. Anyway, saw that, had a good time with that. generally pleased. All right, we got to get on. Yeah, we're going to continue our assembly here. We'll panel line this once we put on this side piece here, because there's no point in painting some of this or hitting that if we're also going to be adding on a big outer piece. So we're going to put one leg aside. We're going to work on this leg. We're deciding this is now the right leg. So we will assemble the parts we need there. So anyway, that was a big part of my day. Then I came in, I read more manga. I continue to watch an anime that I'll talk about in the second hour. I worked on a project that I'm trying to finish up. And another big thing that I did today was I continue to prep for my upcoming journey to the wonderful world of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so that I can go to PAX Unplugged. I had to get some stuff ready for my panel, which is a week from tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time at twitch.tv/PAX2. Or you could watch it here at twitch.tv/PatBear, because I will be hosting the stream in this. So you can just watch it here if you want, instead of being in there. But also you could be in there, and I'm not going to stop you, certainly. It'll be a fun panel. I will start finally announcing guests next week, but it'll be a good time. So come to that. It'll be fun. You'll like it. So I'm prepping for that because I haven't been anywhere really since I moved here. So in July of 2020, of last year, and it's always important to remember when things happened. So in July of last year, so well over a year ago, year and a half, let's say, almost a year and a half, I moved here. And that's the last time I traveled any large distance. The last convention I went to was PAX East 2020, which was early in the year. It was like that and C2E2 were happening the same weekend, and they were like some of the last conventions, because like immediately after that PAX, like a week later, was supposed to be GDC and it got canceled. And there were still some other big events that happened, but I remember Emerald City Comic Con. Hey, Maz8 is now following. Thank you for the follow. Welcome. Emerald City Comic Con was supposed to be happening, and they didn't cancel it for a long time. And people were like pissed because like people were backing out. Like table people, panel people were like, yeah, I'm not comfortable going. And they were getting a lot of heat because Emerald City Comic Con was like, it's happening. We're going to be doing this. And then they were like, actually, we're not doing it. Ridiculous. Okay, so now this piece is going to have a lot of stickers on it. So let's put all the stickers on this piece before we then attach it to anything. We'll do the stickers first, and then we will put on the other little components that need to go on here. Got a few more parts there. This is number 20. Sorry, this is 32. Great, 32. So yeah, so I haven't been anywhere. I haven't been to any conventions. I've been like into restaurants. I've been in drugstores and grocery stores. And that's about it. I really like I've been to neighbors' houses, and that's fucking it. I literally like it's a weird thing to think about, but I haven't really gone anywhere. Talked to like lots of people. I've talked to lots of people on the internet or on the phone, but not like being around people. It's gonna be fucking weird. Like, gotta be vaccinated to go to PAX. PAX. I'm vaxxed. It's a PAX. It's a vax PAX. That's good. But like, what do I do when I see people that I know? Like, am I gonna hug them? Am I gonna fist bump? Elbow bump? wave? Am I going to like stand there awkwardly to see what they want to do? And what about acquaintances? Like not friends, but acquaintances. Because I'm going to see acquaintances, people that work for Penny Arcade, people that work for uh, Reed, that are putting on packs, those folks. I'm going to see those people. Am I going to like? Am I shaking hands with like the person who works for PAX, like who works for Penny Arcade, directly in charge of all the PAX stuff? I don't know. Like I don't know yet, and I need to actually know. I need to do the mental calibration to figure out what I'm gonna do about all that, because like it's soon, and I really do need to make a decision on like what I'm gonna do about like how am I going to talk to people, interact with people. Like after a panel, after my panel, people are gonna come up, talk, right? I'm not saying I sign anything or anything like that, but like somebody's gonna come up and say hi. They're gonna like reference a bit they liked or ask me a question. Like someone is gonna ask me when am I gonna do 404ing it again? Because somebody always asks me about 404ing it, and I love that people still think about a panel that I have not done in years, and I'm never doing again because it's so much work, and I can't. I'm doing other things that I think are fun. Please like the other things too. It's okay. I don't think I'll ever do 404ing it again. Um, but like I'm sure I will get somebody asking me about it. Uh, and asking my panelists like questions and whatever. And it's just like, am I gonna go like hang out outside after and talk to people again? I don't know. What- Like it's a tabletop convention. I'm gonna go play games. Put hand sanitizer in your palm immediately before handshake. Yes, well, that's right. Well, the real thing is, I don't think I'm gonna do handshakes. I think I'm gonna do like elbow like nudging or just like I think honestly I think I'm gonna do finger guns. I think I'm gonna do a lot of like finger pointing, like a lot of like, hey, look at you, look at that friend, and then like, look, I'm gonna hug Tanya. When I see Tanya, I'm gonna like put the arms out to see if she wants to walk into the arms and hug her, because Tanya is the best. Uh, so like if I when I see Tanya, because I will see her, I'm sure. Like I'm gonna go for a hug. I'm going to make it clear that I will hug her. If we actually hug is up to her, because I will always leave that to people, because some people don't want that. I have a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who who I will not say by name out of respect for that friend, but I have a good friend of mine that does not like hugs, but will hug me because she knows that I'm a hugger. And I have said to her numerous times, we don't have to hug. But she's like, no, but you know. And I'm like, okay. But that is because also she appreciates my friend, appreciates that I have said to her that we do not have to do that. Because I'm not lying when I say that. We don't have to do that. Like it's fine with me. I do like that, but I much more than I like to hug my friends, I like my friends to feel welcomed and happy and safe. So like, not worried about it. But yeah, it's a weird thing. This is gonna be a weird like convention for me. I'm gonna feel real weird about it. Well, I'm feeling real weird about this sticker, but that is me. I'll change the subject. All of these stickers, not all these stickers, these white stickers that have to like have corners and bend are bad, and I'm not happy about them. I feel like I am doing this very wrong. That's number 10. Number 10 should go here. Like, how does it supposed to go? Hmm. Sorry, got quiet there. Someone's Efreet of the Darkness. Oh, Efreet of the Darkness, nice. Yeah. Uh, welcome, welcome, Iron Eye. Yeah, this sticker is weird. This one, so I'm gonna have to do four of these, and in particular, this one just bends in a weird way. But all these bend in a weird way. Scoot says, "Hey, Pat Bear, guess what Sony posted on YouTube?" Um, hmm. Sony posted something on YouTube. I don't know. It is it the Spider-Man animated Spider-Man trailer? Or is that going to be what we're talking about here? But I don't know. Let the bear see it. I don't know. Goody, what did Sony put up there? I probably won't click on it during the stream because of audio and stuff like that. I don't want to get demonetized by anything. But you can certainly tell me about it. Uh yes, it is Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Nice. Yes, I did see that. I am excited about it. I mean, you know, it's great. The last movie was excellent. I am looking forward to more Spider-Verse uh, stuff because it was very well done and enjoyable. So yeah, excited for more of that. Um, as I said, I mean, outside of like, look, I'm excited to perform for an audience. I think that's going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to doing that. I'm looking forward to seeing a few people. I'm also really looking forward to not being in South Carolina for like a weekend. Um, that like traveling at all. I'm just excited about that. Like it's gonna be nice. Like I'll be staying somewhere that's not this house, and I'll be walking around. I'm gonna go to the. I'm probably not gonna do any shopping, but I'm gonna go to where the big tree is in the square that I forget the name of in Philly. That's near the convention center. I'm gonna go and see the big Christmas tree, and I'm gonna like look like I'm gonna sit, and do some people watching, and that sounds like it could be very fun. All right, what piece do I need now? I need sticker 6. Then we have 2 more of these left to put on here. And then unfortunately we have to do it on the other leg. But maybe I'll be better on the other leg. So I've learned on this one. It's this weird thing of like I've got to stick this on here, but it also has to fold over because it's got to bend over parts of this. So I think I'm getting a little better at doing this. But not much better, but a little bit better. Whatever. We'll figure this all out. Again, this is the high grade. It is a premium kit, and premium does not necessarily mean that like it's going to be like it does mean that it's a rarer kit that you're not going to see everywhere, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't cut corners with using stickers to make up for the plastic not being the right color. This kit isn't going to have this. It's a nice border plastic that fits over. Instead, it's going to be like, yeah, here's all these white stickers you got to put on yourself to make it look good. Gotta do it. But yeah, I'm really excited about going to Philadelphia. I'm not excited about going on a plane. I mean, I'm never excited about flying. It is only an hour and 45 minutes, so I will. What I'll probably do is I will have my laptop ready. I will get to the airport early. I will have something to eat. I'll try to sit where no one is around me, so that I'll, take the mask off or pull the mask down, eat somewhere. So I will have some a snack in the airport, and then I will have my laptop with some videos. Most likely, it will be like quick looks that I haven't watched in a bit. I'll pick a couple quick looks or like premium videos I haven't watched. Like I don't know. I don't think it's going to be the Silent Hill series because I don't think that is a good plain video. Uh, but I'll find something that I haven't watched for a bit and I'll catch up on, and those will just be videos that like will be fun to watch on a flight. Uh, Although in the airport, if the Wi-Fi is good, I might just catch up on my YouTube stuff, especially on the flight back, because I have a lot of YouTube videos that I'm sure will come out that over the weekend, when I'm away next weekend. That I'll be like, oh shoot, I gotta get caught up on all my videos. Um, Also, I guess because I'm not streaming Thursday. This upcoming Thursday, I won't be streaming because I will be traveling and then in Philadelphia. Because I don't know how that the internet's going to work and my travels and all that. So I guess I might. Right now I have tentative plans to go out to dinner with a couple people, and then we're probably going to go to someone's hotel room and watch the Game Awards together. And I've never in my life wanted to watch the Game Awards, for many reasons, most of which that I don't care, and the trailers will just be out there, and I can just watch the trailers. But if I'm with friends and we're like ragging on it, that could be fun. It could be fun to like really, really, really make fun of the Game Awards. Like most likely, if I do watch them, I will watch someone's co-stream. Like Loading Ready Run, I believe is co-streaming it. But that would be a thing where I was like, I would probably do that, if I was going to watch it. But most likely, I don't think I will watch it, unless I'm with people. Um, but yeah, I don't really particularly like. Here's how I feel about every award show that exists in this world. I don't care, whatever. It's cool when my friends win. So like Chicory should have been on more lists because I think Chicory is amazing and was in. So like that's bullshit. But like I don't know, friends of mine have won game awards. So congratulations for them, and I'm happy for them. But like that's about as far as it goes for me. Where I'm like, that's very cool. Like glad you won. Epic Open World. I'm sorry, I missed your tweet there. You missed not tweet your chat message that someone should start a service where they just put stickers on model kits for folks. Yeah, I mean, I would be pretty happy with that with said service. I think that service will be great. I'm gonna actually panel line this right now because it's in my hand and it's gonna be hard to get at. Right? I mean, I'm just hitting this with a black marker a little bit here, and then I'll wipe it down. But I'm gonna hit this a couple times. These indents here on the side will be harder to get at. So that there. We'll clean that up. But yeah, I kind of don't care. Like it's one of those things where I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss the Game Awards, and I was like, oh wait, no, it's at a Thursday night. I'm not actually gonna miss them because I would normally be streaming during it. Uh, but instead, I will not be streaming next week. My schedule next week is Monday as normal, Wednesday instead of playing video games, I will be doing model kit building because I will be away. So I still want to get a stream in for all y'all wonderful people. So I will be doing it on a Wednesday, model kit building. And then no stream on Thursday. Saturday, hosting the panel that I'm doing from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Right, so you can watch it right here or at PAX 2 on Twitch. And then no build stream. And then Monday, back to normal and back in the guest room that I've been staying in since I came down here to South Carolina. Back in that room, no longer in this room. I'll be in this room, obviously, tonight, Monday, and Wednesday. So that is your big old update on my streaming schedule. BioWare just showed me actual Dragon Age footage at the game. BioWare, just show me actual Dragon Age footage at the Game Awards. That's all I want, please. I hear you. Yeah, the games that you've been waiting for, that you've been interested in, you want to see evidence that they exist and that they're on some sort of schedule. I hear you. And yeah, I hope so too. I hope people get to see cool shit that they're excited about. And that maybe there's some awards for fun people, and that maybe it's not really embarrassing. But it totally could be. And as a reminder, folks, a big reminder, but I'm sure many of you know, saying that you don't take sides in a thing or that you won't take sides in a thing is taking a side. It is always taking the side of the oppressor. when you say that you are remaining neutral, what you are saying is that you are maintaining the status quo as best you can. There is no impartiality when it comes to things like that. You are making being passive is making an active choice. Who is going to give Jeff an award for biggest backpedal of the whole time? Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's one of those things. It's just like, ugh. But yeah, very important thing to realize that if you are not advocating for change and for better, if you are saying, well, I don't want to get involved in that, well, I want to stay out of that, you're actively siding with oppressors. You are not supporting anyone. You are not you are not keeping it cool or keeping it real. You're keeping it real dumb. Dylan, I do know that y'all know that. Garbage nonsense. Focus on the positive, my ass. Just honestly, if they called it Jeff Keighley's game trailers, it would get just as many views. Like I don't get mad about award shows. As I said, I am happy when my friends get nominated for things. I am happy when my friends win things. Also, Inscription was nominated for something, and on their official tweet, they spelled Inscription's name wrong. And they didn't update that tweet for hours. So, fuck them. But as I said, if my friends win something, hooray, they deserve it, they rule. I'm excited for them more than I'm excited for anything else. But yeah, never big fan of the old gaming awardsies. Also, here's the thing. The ones we've had the past few years have been actually incredibly great, considering it's not the Spike TV awards anymore. As mentioned, Blashbrook, is it too late to get the Schick Hydrobot to host? Yeah, I think it's probably too late. You got to book that in advance. But yeah, it's not being hosted by Samuel L. Jackson, who definitely did not want to be there. It doesn't have the most cloying, like, please like video game. The thing about the Game Awards is it is under the assumption that everyone who's watching is interested in video games or talking about video games and has fucking opinions about video games. It is working from that perception. Whereas the Spike Awards were from the idea that, hey, you could hey, you should try to like video games. Why don't you like come check out some video games? Honestly, I forget that Grammys are a thing until someone mentions them. Yeah, I mean, again, Grammys, Emmys, Oscars, all of those awards are things that I don't think about until I see that people I know have been nominated for things, and then it's like, oh, that's neat. Tonys I sometimes care about. Actually, a pretty fucking cool award show is the New York Game Journalists Association award show, because Reggie Fils-Aimé hosts that, and it's weird that he does. And it's great. It's like, it is people you know from Polygon and Vice, and just like, if you were in New York and you are a games journalist, you can join it. And it's a very small award show, and it's like, it's closer to the DICE Awards in that it is just like an industry award show. It is some ways the Foreign Press Association, but like, what if they actually cared about awards? So it's kind of great, and I do think it's pretty good. It's also bullshit because it's still just an award show. So it's like, still not like cool, but it is like pretty cool. All right, so I got to put some stickers on this thing. I got some weird big stickers to put on this rocket launcher. I forgot what celebrity Spike had up there one year to suggestively say she liked Mario. I think it was Jessica Alba. Yeah, I mean, all of that blended together. Again, I only remember the Spike Awards because friends of mine wrote on it. They wrote jokes for people, and so I like kind of remember it for that because like a friend of mine uh, got to write a bit that he was in where he got yelled at by Samuel L. Jackson, and he was like, um, he described it as, so I wrote this bit where Samuel L. Jackson yelled at some people, and then I got to be in it. So the mean things that I wrote for Samuel L. Jackson to say to somebody, he said to me, and then while we were rehearsing it, the one time we rehearsed it, he made some suggestions afterwards of meaner things to say. Uh, and and my friend told me some of them were actually hurtful and not fun. And I was like, oh, that sucks. Uh, yeah, so those suggestions were apparently a little too close to home for my friend. All right, so I need sticker 24, which is one of these. Sticker 24 is going on this side. You gotta get sticker 24. But yeah, I mean, all those award things are bad news. They're no fun and not great. But uh, you know, people also seem to like them. So I don't know. I don't, but whatever. I hope my friends that are going to it are gonna have fun and be cool and be safe. And I say the same thing considering I'm gonna be at a convention, which is weird to say. Um, the worst year was by far when they had Joe McHale, who just spent the whole show mocking video games and those who loved them. Joe McHale, yeah, it was that thing where like there was a weird period where he was the host of video game things, and it was clear that he held like genuine disdain for it. And it's like, okay, I mean, you should be able to roast shit. Like shit should be roasted. We should be roasted for being who we are and all of that. Like I'm totally okay with that. Like please dunk on gamers, but also like pretend like you're happy to be there. Like please pretend like when was it Ubisoft that Aisha Tyler was hosting? Like Aisha Tyler is a fucking professional, but also she was like, I'm hosting an E3 presser. This is fucking okay. Like maybe she didn't like care about any of the games and it wasn't like the company she would have liked to work for, but she was just like clearly like psyched to be there and also like acted, it wasn't upset that she was doing this thing. Like yeah, it always made me Joe McHale is just like don't do it. Say no. You could say no to things. You definitely can say no to things. Like, yeah, I know the last season of 30 Rock or that one season, like, that certainly did not 30 Rock, sorry, Community. That season of Community didn't sell as well, didn't make as much money as other seasons, but like, come on, you could just say no to things. She loves games, yes. But even if she didn't, she's also a professional, and that is like a big thing where like you will have people that'll host a thing that are just like, yeah, I don't have any passion for this thing, but I also like know that this is a job and I should be good at doing a job. Like I've worked with people who are like, I don't know what this is, I don't know why I'm doing this, but like I'm here, so let's make the most of all of this, and like I'm going to do my job and do the best job I can because I'm here. I've worked with plenty of people that are just like incredible total pros and very good at what they do. So that always pisses me off when I hear about somebody who was just like clearly didn't want to be there, and then you're like, well, then don't worry about it. You didn't have to do this. You could have chosen to not do it, and it would have been fine, and somebody else would have done it. Okay. All right. We now have our launcher done up with many stickers and one piece that is actually white. And our right leg is done. And now we'll go and repeat the same thing with our left leg, which is basically identical. It will have many stickers we have to apply to it, which is fine. But we start with the uh, ankle here, not the ankle, like the connector to the leg to the waist. So start with that. So I need C126, C211. Great. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, award show stuff, it is what it is. It's not great, but I hope that, I hope some of my friends won. Uh, yeah, I was bummed to not see like Chicory up for things because I think Chicory is pretty special. I was happy to see Inscription up for a couple things, although it should be up for more because I think that game is fucking good. And also it's just like the music in Chicory is really good, and the vibes are really good. And I want more people to play it. I don't know. As of right now, I do not have any um, particular plans to do a top 10 list for any website or channel or anything other than my own. I will have a top 10 anime of 2021 list video that I will make as far as as part of Pat Bear's Anime Club. So I will make that, but I will not, as of right now, have no offers to do it on any website or anything like that. If somebody does want me to do that, I would certainly be interested in it. But at the very least, it'll be in my own video, and so people can watch it that way. Yeah, got a good response. I got a good response last year's list. 2 years list was good. The video was good, and then the actual physical list, people were like, "Oh, good." And then I heard from a few people throughout this year that were like, "Hey, I checked in on the couple of the shows that you described that you seem to really like the most," which is nice. That is a thing I like to hear. I like to hear that people are checking out at least some of the things that I recommend, if not everything. Obviously, it's a lot. Um, yeah, makes me happy that people want to watch the things that I'm also excited about. In the same way that people like watch my end of the season, beginning of the next season, like review preview. My next one is going to be weird because I'm watching so little this season, but I am excited for some things next season. So it'll be good to talk about some stuff. But yeah, it's going to be the shortest. Like I'll be like, yeah, I didn't watch this. Yeah, I didn't watch this one either. Oh, I watched this one, but like, you shouldn't. My next Pat Bear's Anime Club video, which comes out on Monday, I already recorded because I wanted to record in my other bedroom and not this room, in the guest room that I've been staying in. So I recorded that, and that is my like. Oh, speaking of awards, weirdly, I didn't even bring it up. That's my awards video where I'm giving out awards like um, well, there's a couple of silly categories. There's worst best name. Oh, sorry, best bad name. Because there are sometimes they're just like anime just have like that terrible name, but it's still like it's really good. It's that like, ooh boy, this is a clunker of a name, and you get an award for it. Uh, but I'll also talk about like worst anime of the year. And I did debate if I was going to make an exception and give it to that terrible not pyramid scheme. It wasn't a pyramid scheme. It was just a scheme. That money laundering scheme that was Anime Tube or AniTube. I almost gave it to that, but I decided that was not an actual that wasn't the worst anime. That was one of the worst anime related things of the year. It wasn't actually an anime. I haven't checked that. We're gonna do that right now. I'm gonna go to let's see if I can do AniTube Facebook. See if I can find their Facebook page. Let's see if we can find anything about AniTube. Have they updated anything? Nope, that's not the right one. That's different. That's anime. That's thing. Let's see. Hmm. AniTube. Yeah. Nope. Unable to find more about that anime tube. Hmm. Let's see. Trying to find yeah. Have not seen any more updates about the anime tube uh stuff because that was unbelievably great in its terribleness. Uh oh, it was so good. Uh we're just oh they raised so much. Oh, I love it. I forgot the one of the forums they were like we did the somebody from the scam was trying to say that they decided to take it down, which is very funny because they clearly didn't. They were fighting it and they were like we're going to figure this out. We're going to work with them and figure this out. And it's like, oh, no, you're not. You're not going to worry about it. You're not going to do that. You're done. Everything's done. Uh oh, that was so funny. But anyway, yeah, that's my next video. That'll come out on Monday, where I'm going to be talking about yeah, some superlative awards. Uh, Zach F is now following. Thank you for the follow, Zach. Welcome to the old Build With Baer Workshop. Putting stickers on a kit. You wish that these weren't stickers, that this was just how it looked, that we had some white plastic to put over this, but unfortunately, we don't have that. So we've got to do this. We've got to put these stickers on. Slowly put these big stickers on. Okay, figure it out. I think I'll do a better job on the smaller stickers because now I've had a little chance to figure this out. But who knows? Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll really mess it up as well. Yeah, I tried to get some video stuff shot so I wouldn't have outside of the streams. I wouldn't have to shoot anything while I was in here, and so that I didn't have to worry about that Monday video. But my plan that Wednesday night, because my flight is at noon on Thursday, so Wednesday after the stream. Hey, Zach subscribed to tier 1. Thank you so much. Let me hit the old applause. Zach, thank you for the subscription. We are now at 48 out of 50 subs, so I'll go and update that here. Again, the goal is to hit 50. If we don't hit 50, it's okay tonight, but we would like to hit 50 at some point. So thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it. Enjoy your emotes and all that. Aristofan is here. Hey, Aristofan, welcome. Happy to have you here as well. Welcome to the old stream as always. Yeah, so the plan is, Zach says, had a free sub from Ludwig, wanted to use it on someone doing Gunpla. Well, great. Thank you. Have a good stream. Well, thank you very much. Thanks for supporting. Yeah. Always happy to build some Gunpla on stream. Love doing it. This was a premium kit for those that might be interested. I did get it as a pre-order from Premium Bandai. This was released in 2017 in limited quantities and was re-released in, again, some pretty limited quantities. But it just looked rad, and I wanted to build it. And it also, at this point, not every premium high grade is going to be a good deal, but because regular model kits are so expensive these days, especially like on the secondary market, you might as well spend a little bit more to get something weird. Because I'm already going to spend $30 on like a high grade, so like a high grade from Iron Blooded Orphans is gonna be that. Uh, oh, and it looks like somebody renewed their subscription and didn't hit the notification there. So thank you to whoever renewed their subscription because we're actually at 49. Thank you for whoever renewed their sub. But hit that notification if you want to. But if you don't want to, but we're Gotta update this here. Sorry. It's a weird process because I could do this in a better way than I do. I don't. Never updated this text thing. But yeah, we're actually at 49 subscribers, which is rad. It's very rad. What was I saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, kits are expensive right now, so I might as well buy some weird kits to build like this, even though it does require many stickers. And some of the kits that are on Premium Bandai that are from like 2015, 2017 that are like reissues of these premium kits weren't, sorry, excuse me, they weren't easily available in the US at the time anyway. So it's just like, get them now because you can get them now. It's kind of my thinking. Or they might have only been at conventions, at the Bluefin booth or something like that. And since I'm not going to any conventions, well, I mean, I don't expect to find any Gunpla or Lego sets at PAX Unplugged because that's not what this con is. This con is not, like, maybe somebody is going to be selling some Lego, but I don't expect to see Gunpla there. I have seen Plamo, some plastic model kit stuff at some regular PAXs, at some the video game PAXs, because there are some people out there who they have some model kits along with other things, but I never expect to see that, like some Dragon Ball little kits or something like that, like you might see at some places. But it's very rare, in my opinion, to see any of that. And you shouldn't expect to see any of that. Because it's primarily, especially this one, Unplugged, is about tabletop. So I'm going to see plenty of tabletop things, but that's not, I might see a tabletop game about mechs, because there have been a few of those over the years. So you might see that. I think that is more likely than anything else that I'm going to see next weekend will be. And I will take some photos and maybe demo some kind of mech game. I imagine those would be very expensive because you got to buy all of that. But if I see it in that, I'll be sure to try to document it so that I can talk to you about it on stream. I do like doing that. It's fun to chat with all of y'all about those things, give my impressions. That'll be a lot of that following Monday stream. Will be me like talking about the weekend, I'm sure, and getting caught up on anime. Speaking of which, after the pulse of the cause, which we're about to take in just a moment, I'll talk about some manga, and I'll talk about Stone Ocean, the latest, the most recent season of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. 12 episodes out so far. There'll be more of it. There'll be a part 2 coming. And I will give non-spoilery thoughts on the first 5 episodes, because that's all I've watched so far. But I did not watch a show that comes out on Saturdays, the Faraway Paladin. I'll watch that and talk about that on Monday. Because instead I was watching Stone Ocean. We got ourselves somebody. It's been a little while since I had to mod an account here, and bam! Look, here's the thing. I don't actually want to be famous. I also don't want to be infamous. I would like to be financially comfortable. And I would like for more people to find out about what I do. I'm not looking for fame and fortune. All right, we got 2 more stickers to put on here. Hello, Lysander. Perfect timing. We've got 2 more stickers to put on, but what's important to do right now is to, it's for me to talk about ways you can support the channel. This is the part of the stream where I talk about ways that you can financially, if interested, support what I do here. You are under no obligation to do any of these things, but if you would like to do these things, it would be rad and I would appreciate it. But of course, you don't have to. But here are some ways you could. And I'll get through this very fast. I know some people hear this dozens and dozens of times, but it is for me anyway, important to kind of give people an opportunity to know that they can financially support what I do here. If you are a subscriber, you can throw the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, the moat into the chat. If you're not a subscriber, consider becoming one. Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you Amazon Prime linked to your Twitch account, you get that Prime token. You can use that. Some people use that for me, and I appreciate that very much. Some people have been gifted a sub. You could join the gift sub leaderboard, because right now there's nobody on the gift sub leaderboard. You could gift a sub to somebody, join that leaderboard. You also, if you've been gifted a sub, you could convert that to a regular subscription, and you won't get charged until your subscription or your gift sub is over. So you could do that. Also, bits and coins, always appreciated. So if you wanted to do that, you could do that as well. Like to see that. You don't see ads. You get some fun emotes. There is a new emote coming next year. I am in the deciding what I want to ask Xandra to do and seeing if Xandra has time to build it or make it phase. So no guarantees when we're going to get that, but I do plan in the next year to have a new emote. Basically the Scythe emote will become available for everyone, and there will be a new tier 2 emote for Aristophan and the 2 other Iron Souls, and the third person who I can't remember who is tier 2, and myself will have a new emote they can use, and then everyone else will have 3 emotes they can use. But I will be adding a new one that will be something related to me building. I just haven't figured out quite what that's going to be yet, but that's coming. Also, I have a Patreon. If subscribing on Twitch is not interesting to you, maybe Patreon will be. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier. You get different rewards for each tier. And as the tiers increase, you get the previous rewards. So is it a Q&A video and email and messages about when I stream? Yes. $3. Do you get that once a month to vote on what I build or what I play, I should say, on Wednesdays? Yes. $5. Do you get videos a day early? Every video you get a day early? Yes, you do. $10. Do you get all the other stuff? Plus, you get to vote on what I build. Like, including today, people voted on what I'm building once I finish the Efreet, which will be, I'm pretty sure, on Monday, I'll be finishing that kit up. And people get to decide what I do after that. And right now, it looks like it will be a Lego set, which is good because I've not built a Lego in a little while. So that's that. That's patreon.com/PatBear. Consider joining that. Another way to, hey, if you want to subscribe to free for something and you want to help me out, I got a YouTube channel and I put videos on the YouTube channel every other Monday, and every Wednesday I put videos up. So you can join that, or you can subscribe to that for free and join for $2 a month, and you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. That is the best I can do to help you out there. And I put some community messages up that maybe you can see and know about what's going on with me. Think ways to avoid Twitter, and I appreciate that. Also, direct donations. If monthly is not something you're interested in, but every once in a while you want to kick me a few dollars because you know it'll go into me buying model kits and equipment, you can do that with direct donations through PayPal and through Coffee. Everything I make through direct donations, through Twitch, through Patreon, through YouTube, both AdSense of video ads, money, and people that become members, all that goes into me buying model kits and equipment. It just goes into a fund. I take that out. I just just ordered off Amazon a model kit. I'm getting the Battle Log Burning Gundam. Is that what that's called? I'm gonna look up the name of it. I just ordered it today. What kit did I just buy? Show me the name. Show me the name of the kit. Yes, the Blazing. Sorry, not the Burning. The Blazing Gundam, which is a variation of the Burning Gundam, but it's the Blazing Gundam, and this one has instead of fingers blasts like the G Gundam, it has a foot. It kicks. It's got a burning foot instead of a burning finger or shining finger. Depending on where you're watching, subs or dubs. But yeah, I just bought that kit because of money that I've gotten from y'all. So thank you very much for that. We're getting back to building really soon. I want to tell you about my Amazon wish list. Just talked about Amazon. As I said, I've got a bunch of kits that I would be happy to build here. I'm looking forward to building them. But if you would like me to build something of your choosing, well, you have the option to buy something off my Amazon wish list. It'll come to me in the mail, and I'll shoot a video just about that goes on my YouTube, and then it'll jump the queue, and I will build it next before I build anything in my backlog. There are two rules here. You buy something for me, I build it sooner. If it's a death scythe, I build it as soon as possible. So the Live Lance, which is going to be shipped to me within the next few days, apparently I'll get it. Unfortunately, I'll probably get it it'll arrive while I'm away. But as soon as I can, I'm building that Live Lance because it's an inverted death scythe. So those are two rules. Anyway, I got Lego sets, I got model kits there, I got inexpensive kits, very expensive kits, kits that have Prime shipping, kits that don't have Prime shipping, and some tools at the bottom. And as I said, I'll shoot a video and it'll jump the queue. The only thing that supersedes jumping the queue is, as I said, if it is a death scythe, because that is my favorite kit in the world. So I build death scythes and death scythe derivatives. USA Gundam Store is my Amazon alternative. You could buy a gift card there. You buy a gift card from USA Gundam Store, you get a code in your email, and then you send me a DM or a whisper here on Twitch, DM on Twitter with that code, and then I'll build it. And I'll treat it just like Amazon, but that is an alternative because that is nice to have. I have a Discord you can join if you want to support me for free. Jump in my Discord. I post build photos. We just got some new photos posted in there that looked very cool. Some 30-minute missions kits that have been modified. That was very cool to see. And let's see. Oh, a couple of video links. Got a new Pat Bear's Anime Club coming out on Monday. But right now, if you wanted, you could check out, or later, you should check out the previous episode of Pat Bear's Anime Club, which was about me ranking some tabletop and card game anime. Had a good time looking up some information about some of the games I didn't know about. And then we have Best of Build With Baer. This is my ongoing video series I've been doing, which will be wrapping up at the end of December. So I have a few more of these. They're just clips from the stream that I think are fun. I also post them to TikTok, and I think you will like them. But this is the Best of Build With Baer. And this particular video is me just talking about how dunking on people on Twitter isn't worth it, and don't do it. Or if you're going to do it, don't actually quote tweet, screen cap if you got it. It's not worth it. You're better than that. All right, I'm going to drink a little water. We're going to talk about some anime, and then we'll talk about some manga. So we'll start with the anime here, and then we'll get into the manga portion. So get that going, and then, of course, we have to transition. Our cool transition where I drank some water. All right, let's talk about Stone Ocean Part 1, which is on Netflix, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Subbed or dubbed, you watch it the way you want to. I watch it subbed, because that's generally how I prefer it. Also, if you watch it subbed, you get the names of stands said in Japanese, and then you can read the subtitles, which change the name. Because they don't, when they do the anime adaptation in the subtitles, they still say the names that would get them in trouble internationally, and then they just change the name, which is a great compromise for people. It's very funny that they do that they don't change it for the anime. Occasionally they have changed a few names of characters for the anime, but for the most part they don't, which I think is very funny. This guy here. Oh, okay. Sorry, I had a pop-up thing that I want to check out. Anyway, so for the first time ever in the world of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, we are looking at a female JoJo main character. And look, there's some times where some of the females in the show, some of the ladies in the show, got to do cool shit, especially I'm thinking of Lisa. Yeah, there were some characters that got to do some cool shit out there. But this is Jotaro's daughter. Is it a good relationship? No. Has there ever been a father-son relationship in JoJo's that has been good? I would argue no, because even Um, uh, like yeah, like even like yeah, Jonathan, like no, no, because most of the time, look, they're too busy murdering people out there and saving the world and fighting stands and saving small towns. They're usually like, or often the case, it was a relationship that was not, that was a part of an affair or something. So it is generally unlikely that there will be like good relationships between the main character and their paternal figure. Um, this takes place in a Florida prison, a women's prison, and the stands are ridiculous. Our girl is tough and cool and weird and has a weird relationship with her dad, but is also trying to save her dad. Um, I think the vibes are good. The stands are weird uh, and interesting. Um, but yeah, um, overall, it's more JoJo, and uh, now, I did not enjoy the last JoJo's Bizarre Adventure series, Golden Wind. I didn't like it. I know many people did. I believe I am in somewhat of the minority there. But for me, I didn't appreciate most of the characters, and it took a very long time. I ended up finally going and watching all of it, but I wasn't like watching it week to week. Which brings me to this. I haven't finished all 12 episodes. I finished episode 5 because it came out all at once, uh, which I don't like. And Netflix is, look, like Comey Can't Communicate is weekly. I'm pretty sure Shaman King was weekly. Maybe it's not. I want to say like some of the Netflix shows have been weekly releases, and I think that's the better way to do it. And I don't love the everyone has to watch it all at once and then you can't talk about it anymore because I feel like the people I know who are really hyped about this anime will probably like talk about theories about part two, but they're not going to be talking about like all the episodes. Like I have friends who have watched every episode of it so far. They have already watched all of Stone Ocean, and like I ended up spacing out on some of my shows weekly. Yeah, and like I said, I think that's okay. Like I have a schedule, so I know when those things are out. Like also, I know that I'm in a weird position where I want to talk about shows on stream. So like that's like part of my of a stream is talk about what came since the previous week. So I know that I'm in a weird position, but I think that's totally fine. Um, but it's the thing of like I have to I muted a couple friends of mine who I don't trust to like not post animated gifs of what happens at the end of episode 12 of Stone Ocean. Like I can't with that shit. So I'm not going to do it. And like when I talked about the live action Cowboy Bebop, I referenced how I thought that the end of the last episode, like the stinger, like I was trying to be vague about it. I didn't want to like blatantly say what it was because I knew there'd be people who hadn't watched all of it, and like it even though somebody thought like posted the video, like recording of it on Twitter, I was like, other people can talk about this. I'm not going to be the person that like talks about that because it just didn't feel right. Um, so yeah, so I feel like I'm gonna watch more of Stone Ocean, and then I'm not. I don't know who I'm gonna talk about it. I rather enjoyed the live action Bebop and hope it gets a second season. I mean, I'm sure it will. I didn't enjoy it. Um, as the episodes went on, I liked it less and less. Um, and I actually now feel worse about the One Piece anime because it's being produced by the same production company and some of the same people are involved in it. So I'm worried about that. Uh, but yeah, I like the actors. I like many of the actors. I did not like a lot of the dialogue. I did not like some of the choices that were made about some of the characters. Um, uh, the choice to make I mean I've talked all about this. The choice to make to try to flesh out Vicious was just a mistake, in my opinion. And also, I don't think I talked about this before, but like, hey, where's Vicious's giant bird? Dude should have had his big bird. It's a shame that he didn't get his cool bird, because that is one of the more iconic things about Vicious, is that he has that big cool bird. And I feel like he should have had a big cool bird. It's a real waste. Anyway, I've talked about it a lot. I'm not gonna rehash my feelings about that. But anyway, um, do I? This is always a question that people ask me. Do you think this would be the place to start with JoJo? And I would say, yeah, maybe. Like, there's no good place to start with JoJo, because everything is, even the things that aren't connected with anything are connected. Like you can start uh with Diamond is Unbreakable, which was 2 seasons ago, and like some of that you can just watch with no problem. But like they don't like stop to explain like who the old man in the photograph is, or like, hey, these other characters showed up and no one said anything about them. Well, we know them from the 3rd season, so like it's fine. Uh and actually, honestly, even though I didn't love Golden Wind, uh you could probably start there, because there are some characters that are familiar in it, but for the most part there's a lot of new characters. I don't know. I would say the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a bunch of weird shit that gets better and better, the as the seasons progress, uh, and as it starts going from like a vampire hunter who uses a certain type of magic martial arts, to teens that look like grown ass adults fighting with their magical alter egos that stand behind them and do weird things and have names of bands or albums. And as it just grows in weirdness. I mean, look, Ario's there's a character, there's an Ario Speedwagon character. Like, it's not the show wasn't uh the series always had references to music throughout the whole thing. But it's gotten more and more ridiculous as it goes, which is great. Uh and the best name, Bad Company. Oh, had a bunch of soldiers that looked like army men that they controlled, and it was called The stand was called Bad Company. Mwah! One of the best names for that. Such a good name. Oh, incredible. Series is uh completely bonkers, and I would say if you haven't gotten into it, try it. You might like it. Might like some JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I would say maybe start with 5 Golden Wind, or just start with this one. Uh, there was yes. There Wheel. It has Wheel in the name of it. I have not read it yet, but there is a wacky races road trip kind of a thing. Yeah. Yes, it's Wheel. It's something Wheel, and that's yes. It's a bonkers series that gets more and more bonkers, and I love it for it. And it's so strange and so good. Such a delight. Um, all right, what else do I want to talk about? Oh, it's time to talk about some manga. So we're done talking about anime. As I said, Faraway Paladin. There was a new episode. I'll talk about that new episode on Monday, because I have not watched it, because I wanted to try to watch more of Stone Ocean. Talk about that tonight. Um, let's talk about 2 manga series. Um, this first one, I was hesitant to read this, I should say, because it felt like it was going to feel very like, I don't know, I was going to have my feelings about it. And I do have my feelings about it, but I do think it's worth checking out. I do think it's pretty fun. And that is called The Jobless Siblings. And it is about 2 a brother and sister, both of who have finished high school and have not gotten jobs and still live at home. Uh, and it is short little chapters. Sometimes it's funny. Sometimes it is like all borderline heartbreaking. It is sometimes pretty sad. Um, and it does hit close to home. Now, I do have some work that I'm doing. I'm doing some work out there. I'm out there trying to be active and trying to, make things happen. But I also do live with my folks, and I don't go out of the house as that much. I do go out more than these two. Now, if you're thinking, is it weird that there's like two, like a brother and sister, like they must be like very similar, and they are and they aren't. Um, the hidden joy of this show for me anyway is the relationship the two of them have, where the younger sister has some reverence for her brother and how he is a better, like he's the well-adjusted one of the two, which I think is very charming and fun. And that's because he has a couple friends from high school that keep in touch with him, and like they come and visit him, and she's just like shocked by that. She's shocked that he has like friends that like look out for him, and they're like trying to encourage him to like find a job. Or like he can like talk to people, he can like go to convenience stores, and she's still freaked out by that. um, as I said, it does hit me very close to home because I am currently like, in a similar situation. I mean, I do have a bunch of part-time gigs, so I work more than these two fools do, but that doesn't mean I don't see myself in them, and it is kind of weird to watch it. So there's that, or to read it, I should say. It's pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna. It's currently on my watch list or my read list. I keep saying watch instead of read. It's currently on my read list, and I might keep reading it. We'll see. Right now, I'm fairly interested in seeing where it goes, and if it goes anywhere. Um, but yeah, that is the Jobless Siblings. The other series that I've been reading, and I'm kind of interested in it. It's called Hellmode. Gamer who likes to speedrun becomes peerless in a parallel world with obsolete setting. Very long title. At this point, I'm just going to call it Hellmode. I've been reading Hellmode. It is based on a light novel. It is an isekai, and uh, I don't know why I didn't start reading it when I went through my phase of reading like every fucking isekai that I get my hands on, but I hadn't read this one up until now. Um, Basic premise is a guy is looking for a new hard video game, and he finds like an RPG listed, like an online RPG, and he's like, I'll check this out. This sounds like it could be cool. And so he goes through the process of signing up and all that, and then he's like, okay, uh I want to play this on hard mode, and I'm going to pick the most difficult class, which is Summoner. Okay, that's the most difficult class, and I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna pick all the hard settings and play it on hell mode. And then apparently the next day, that dude dies, and he wakes up and he has been reincarnated into that world, and he is now living in the game world. So it is a reincarnation isekai. Um, it is not a transport isekai. He's been reincarnated as a little kid. Uh, he is a farmer. He's not even a commoner. He's like the lowest of the low, but he has his knowledge of the world. And uh, because he is hell mode, when he goes to get his skills checked out at age 5, he has no talents. Not everyone has talents, but if you have talents, it means that you can become somebody. You can go to the academy. You can do a bunch of stuff. He has no talents, so people think that he is talentless. And because it's hell mode, it's going to take a long time for him to level up. That a lot of it is like he needs way more experience than most people to level up and gain strength, and he has really low stats. I suppose it's nice to get the question of, will I be able to return answered right away at the beginning? Yes, Lysander. By making this the setup like it's a video game, but not trapped in a video game world, reborn in one. Reborn takes away a lot of that, like, yeah, no, you died, you can't go back. So that is helpful. Like, they get a lot of that out of the way, right? And like, because he's this hardcore gamer, he's pretty psyched about this shit. He's pretty psyched that he has the opportunity to like do this and like challenge himself to this world. Mystery is nice. You're not wrong. Um, yeah, I like both things. I don't generally like the I died and I was reborn in this world, and I don't know why. We don't really know why he was chosen, except that like he took on the chance to do it. Um, but he's got his gaming knowledge and to do it, and also, hey, even though it's hard mode, he's still a cheat because summoner is technically, with the right knowledge, is a cheat skill because he can capture monsters and summon them, and then their stats add to his stats. So, he uses his own knowledge and he gets really strong. He helps out his village because he wants to make his family commoners so they can get out of where they're at, and so their quality of life improves because his dad gets injured, and so he steps up and kind of like really helps the town. It's this whole thing. He ends up getting rewarded and he becomes the employee. He becomes like a butler assistant, at a servant at the local baron because he's the same age as the baron's daughter. So he basically becomes the daughter's assistant. And he does that job, and you're like, oh, well, that, okay. Like, his cheats, he'll just, like, help out from behind the scenes. And it's like, no, he doesn't help from behind the scenes. He becomes the hunter of the village and the protector of the baron and the city that they live in because his skills just get better and better and better, and he is basically like Peerless. The summoning element is kind of fun, and some of the summoning creatures are really cute, including, never mentioned by name, not used that often, but every once in a while, my favorite minor character in the end. Ooh, we just had. Ooh, I am still dropping frames. Local recording will not have any problems, but y'all, I'm dropping some frames here, so I apologize. It looks like we're better. Sorry, hadn't had any issues since I came in here. Was hoping we wouldn't have any, but I guess we did have some drop frames there. So sorry about that. Anyway, there's a minor character. One of the support creatures that he summons is oh, okay, more drop frames. Is a mole that digs, that does wear sunglasses and has a hard hat on, and that is an A+ character. Ooh, we're still dropping frames. Hopefully, we'll come back. Those watching the local recording don't have anything to worry about, but those that are hanging out on the stream are just seeing some drop frames. Hopefully, we'll get that straightened out here. Would love that to be working fine for everybody. Yikes, still bad. So sorry for that. Hope that it's not terrible. I haven't been disconnected, just really dropping frames, which is weird because it's 10:30 at night. No one in this house is using the internet right now. Shouldn't be running into any problems. Oh, it looks like we're back. Okay, so hopefully everything's cool. Anyway, yeah, there's a mole that is funny because it's got sunglasses and a hard hat on, and I think that's cute. Sunglasses and a hard hat sound familiar, like a reference to another game. So I think it's a reference to it's a reference to like an RPG. Oh God, wow, everything's really bad here. Just dropping so many frames. I think it's an RPG or a J reference. I just don't remember what it is specifically. Sorry about this, folks. Really, not great. We'll probably wrap up a little early because I'm just gonna keep having internet problems here, which I don't want at all. Sorry. Hopefully this will settle down. Folks watching the local recording later, they're not seeing any of this, but folks that are live watching, dealing with that. Yeah, I've had almost 2,000 drop frames, which sucks. Anyway, there's nothing particularly special about Hellmode. It's not doing anything outstanding. I think the summoning is the most interesting part, but it's not like incredible. I'm probably gonna keep reading it because he's getting stronger and stronger. And now people are starting to understand how strong he is and how powerful he is. So that's interesting. So I'll probably keep checking that out. And then I want to check out. I'm going to check out my manga list here. Tell you about a few things that I will be checking out in the near future. I just got caught up on a thing today, so I'll be talking about this on Monday. the girl raised by the death god holds the sword of darkness in her arms. Holy shit, this is a, if you like cute girls doing like violent things, this is the show for you. This is the manga for you. This is a very violent character uh who is just a cute 15-year-old girl that has been raised by what she believes to be a monster. He reports to not be human, and he is uh yeah, and she's got like a haunted sword, and she's just wrecking people. And there's like fun people around her. It's pretty good. I'll be talking about that. And then I don't know what else. Maybe I'll talk about. I don't talk a lot about manhwa, so I'll probably talk about a manhwa on Monday. I think I'll read for Monday more of the bad ending of the Otome game, because also I haven't talked about one of those in a while. Uh, it's very popular in manhwa and in Korean comics right now. I mean, their version of the born now living in a video game or born into a video game is often the uh character who is the villainous in a game. I mean, it's also in Japanese or uh animation as well. It's not just them, but it is that has been a trend in that. And so this one seemed actually like sad. A lot of those are like, I'm kicking ass and I'm taking charge, and this one just seems like, oh, it sucks that this girl is going through this. Oh no. I hope she does okay. Uh, Everyone here is broken. Anyway, um now's the part of the stream where you tell me what you're doing. I'm still just the ones are kind of fun seeing authors try different approaches to it. Yes, I agree with you, Lysander. They can be very fun to see like their take on it. Um, uh, I think one of the ones I liked was the or the you know the or the not that it's a game, but like that they've been reincarnated and they were the villain and now they're back. I also like the one that was uh, I always liked the villainess in this game, and now I am her like butler. So I'm going to make sure that she ends up being like a good person and doesn't get killed. Like I'm gonna look out for her because now I'm her butler, and I'm always rooting. I was always rooted for her. I like that story, that version. Um, anyway, what are y'all watching? What are you doing? I'm still playing Halo. I don't know if you know this or not, folks, but Halo's still fucking really good. Halo Infinite is fun. I'm almost enjoying Oddball right now. I still don't love it, but I'm almost enjoying it. I am rolling with a crew, and that has been really fun. And I'm looking forward to more. The progression system is still not complete and not great, but I'm really enjoying the game. Like the game parts of it are really good, and I'm having a really good time in Halo. Um, I checked out a little bit of the update for the most recent update for Power Wash Simulator. So I checked out some of that. I didn't play a lot of it. I just like played through some of it, and I will of course do that more before I play it on stream coming up a couple weeks, I'm sure. Um, so that has been, but a little bit of my time has been that. That's kind of it as far as like games and everything. I talked about on Monday or Thursday. I talked about the reality show that I have been watching about glass blowing. That was pretty good. But yeah, let me know from you in chat, friends. What if you're watching anything, checking anything out, getting psyched about any shows? Um, I don't know. Yeah, let me know. Let me know what you're into right now. Video games, manga, anime, TV stuff, YouTube series. Falling any down any YouTube holes. You're checking out. You're really enjoying. There's going to be an expansion coming Tuesday for Hearthstone. So a bunch of streamers and YouTube people that I watch that do Hearthstone content have been doing like there was an event where they got to play that. Aristophan spent the day trying to log into Final Fantasy. Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. My condolences to everyone that really wanted to play Final Fantasy and just can't do that. That just doesn't get to do that. I hope that you get to do it soon. It feels like it's gonna be a while for y'all to get in there reasonably and get it done. So yeah, so I'm sorry that is being such a rough time for friends that want to play that game. But yeah, getting excited for the new meta in Hearthstone and some new cards, and I feel like it was weird they delayed the mini set so long that I feel like we have had no time with the mini set, and some of the mini set was really like cool cards. So I don't know. I'm playing the Shaman deck that I'm really enjoying right now. That is a Evolved Shaman, Wild Evolved Shaman again, because that is one of my favorite decks in all of Hearthstone. It's a new 6-drop that's real good for that. Good times. It's not the queue, it's the random betting boosted from it. Oh yeah, well that's a shame, man. Lysander says, I have been reading a comic called The Lady Wants to Rest about a person that has been reincarnated 56 times in this fantasy world. Her last reincarnation was really rough, so she tries to take it easy for the newest life, but her sense of justice keeps interfering with her urge to slack off. Oh, you're getting booted, being booted, or betting booted. I was like, I don't understand. So you're just getting kicked off because it's all so unstable. Yeah, that sucks. Oh, that sounds interesting. Lysander. I'm going to add that to my checkout list because I have a checkout list because most people recommend. Probably recommendations is probably the better name than checkout list, but it is stuff because I also want to check out. My Dad Is Too Strong, which was recommended by somebody. For who? My apologies to the person that recommended My Dad Is Too Strong, but I do want to check that out. But yeah, also I want more chapters of Happy Daily Life of a Court Blacksmith because I think that was just getting interesting. I want more of that. I hope there's more of that coming. Too tired to type. I hear you, Aristophan. I'm getting too tired to apply stickers. We're gonna apply 2 stickers before we wrap up because there's 2 more stickers that have to go on this kit. But we're not gonna get body complete. You know what? We're gonna get body complete on this because we're almost there. I do have to apply some stickers. Not body complete, but we'll get the chest done because that way it won't look as weird. Because it will look weird if I don't apply the front of it. Because right now it just looks odd. I got to do that. Then I got to do one more sticker here. And then one more piece that's got to cut out. And then we'll get the front part of the waist on. And we'll probably wrap up over there. Again, I will be streaming on Monday. So come back for that. Because it'll be fun. We're going to continue on this kit. Building all the stuff we need to build for this. We'll be working on the arms and the backpack is very small. So the backpack is next. That's got a few stickers on it, but the backpack's like 4 pieces. And then the arms are the last thing, which is weird for the arms. But yeah, with the arms and then the swords. So we will definitely finish this up on Monday, and then we will get started on the cool Lego set that I will be building next, which is the McLaren Senna. And we can take a look at that when we find the... Where is it? I have a McLaren. There it is. That's the next thing I'll be building is this cool supercar, Lego supercar. McLaren Senna is the next thing we're building. So that will be once we finish this kit up, we'll start with that. So most likely we'll just get like parts. We'll start getting parts sorted on stream. We won't actually get too much actual Lego built on that. But this won't take a full stream to do. This took a while because just all of these stickers, lots of stickers. I look forward to, but McCarran will probably have some stickers, some decals, but they'll be very easy to put on, and they won't be too many of them. But I look forward to hopefully doing sets soon that don't require that many stickers. You know, I don't love them. Don't love them. Okay, so we're gonna put these on here. Gonna put this on here. Gonna put this on here, and then this will go into the backpack and clip on the backpack, which we don't have yet. But at the very least, we can snap it on the front. and get this. And I'll panel line this off stream. Oh, let's, whoops. It's gotta go like, yeah, that's gonna go like that. I put some more time into Gurren Lagann. I'm up to the whole human annihilation system bit. Gurren Lagann's so good. It's been a long time since I rewatched that. It might do for that. Maybe there'll be a holiday rewatch because like the longest break in anime is coming up. The break between fall and winter season is the longest real break there because of the holidays and stuff. So yeah, so I might go in on checking out some old stuff, rewatch some things. Yeah, Tony, you should rewatch Gurren Lagann. I mean, you can rewatch Gurren Lagann. Anyway, hey, that's going to do it for the stream. We are going to raid. That is how we end every stream, is by raiding somebody out there who is doing cool shit, hanging out with them. Thanks so much for being here. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Come along on this raid. I'm going to go find somebody awesome for us to go hang out with, somebody doing something cool that we want to go see what they're up to, who's doing stuff. Hey, my boy Casey Malone's playing Magic the Gathering, and I just love Casey, and like I just want to go hang out with Casey. Actually, don't know how long Casey's been streaming, but I'm gonna click. But even if Casey's not streaming that much longer, Casey rules, and we're gonna go hang out with him, because I think that'll be fun. And yeah, that's just what I want to do. So I can do that. Y'all have a great night. Feel free to come along on this raid. And come hang out with me in the chat for Casey as Casey plays some Magic the Gathering arena draft. And have a great rest of your night. Again, hope to see you soon. Come by on Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern for me finishing up this kit. Talk to you later. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.